So, good chat there with Kevin. And you may have heard me discussing with a different Joe about cleaning the windscreen on the other camera, so that was quite good. I forgot to mute myself. So when I said yes, 100%, I wasn't meaning anything about the racing. I was just meaning, he said, "Shall I clean the windscreen?" I went, "Not the screen, the camera lens," and I went, "Yes, please." So there we go. So next one up, I believe, I can't quite see whether these. Yep, there's no noise. It is the MightEs who are next. This should be a challenge for your interview. I'd like to point out I went out to give Ash a battery during the start of that last final, and all that's happened is I now have the world's wettest feet.
Yes, I know.
So
did you get a chance to go with the gasworks?
Well, I'd also like to point out that Ash actually let one of the batteries, he changed one of the batteries and had loads of power left, so I wouldn't have had to go if he actually sucked it dry. Ooh, misses.
Shall we have a look at the grid?
Yeah, because I'm going off on a rant now, so it's fine.
Okay, well, I'll just fade you down in a minute. Henry Hills on the pole position from Maximilian Michalski. It's a standing start, of course. We've got the parents already down there. Second row of the grid, then Ollie West and Jesse Plowman, with on the third row Jack Harper and Alfie Hennell. It's Felix Tandy and Ralph Martin on row 4. Then we've got Heath Smith and Jensen James, row 5. Row 6 is Kai Ergensoy and Junior Wright. Jack Swong and Summer Upton share row 7. Row 8 is Arthur Rhodes and Oliver Woodall. And behind them, Frank Pearson, Ashley Jarvis. And then we've got the 4 qualifiers from the repechage. Ava Garrett, Ollie Upton, Nico Mohan and Arthur Thompson.
I've got a very important update for you.
Go ahead, Colin.
It's not raining.
Yeah, no, I did. I have been just outside.
But you didn't tell it. You haven't told the waiting audience, the audience with bated breath, it stopped raining.
So Henry Hills has had, in the finals, that is, a 6th and a 4th. The last round, of course, was won by Felix Tandy at Glanigor.
Where's Ralph Martin, our other winner?
Ralph Martin won round 1 at Wilton Mill, and he was third in Glanigor's, and he will start on the pole position. Is that what you asked?
He's taking pole position.
Oh, Ralph Martin, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. Ralph Martin starts in 8th.
Because he's the points leader, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He is. Our points leader starting in 8th place.
And where's Ollie West, our second in points, starting?
He's second in the championship, and Ollie West is in 3rd. So he's starting on the second row of the grid.
So we may well get our third winner of the year.
Yeah, third winner of the year. That would be good.
Felix Tandy and Ralph Martin have won so far.
Yeah.
They are cleaning the grid. They're clearing the grid as we speak.
So standing start, light controlled as ever. We've got the grid being cleared, as Nick says, and then we will go to our sequence, which is red lights go on, red lights go off. As quickly as that, really. That's the way our starter likes it.
One
nice
final
and consistent
parent
for these
to clear
kids.
themselves from the grid. Is that the young lady's broken her leg? She's having a think.
Yes, Little Red Riding Hood. It's Kim Agar, the Uptons, Team
roll.
Upton. She's got 2 carts on the grid this time.
The 1 minute, 30-second board or 5-second board is waved.
Which means the red lights can go on at any moment and then go off, and we get underway. We are underway. And it is this field of MightE Bambinos heading down towards turn 1, going through the puddle to Felix Tandy.
Maximilian.
We've got carts spewing off left, right and centre at the back of the grid.
We've got a big problem. The 69's had a major problem. It's buried into that's Kai Ergensoy is buried in. The 47, the 9 and the 76 were also involved in the kerfuffle. So that's... well, not 9, there isn't a 9. Oh, another person has a bit of a tick up there.
Anyways, Nick, we've got a leader that's stretched a couple of carts lengths. We've got the number 51 of Maximilian Michalski, it looks like, into the first of the centres. It's 3 wide coming out of the first of the centres. 3 wide going into centre 2. It's the number 32 that comes out at the front of these. The number 32, of course, is championship leader Ralph Martin, who has found himself somehow at the front of the field.
Well, there you go. You can go from 8th to 1st in a lap. You just say, well, a bit of bad qualifying, but now things are looking a lot better. And more importantly, he's pulling away.
Incredible first few quarters on this first lap. Ralph Martin, our championship leader, is off and into the lead. Now then, it is tricky conditions. He won first round at Wilton Mill. He was third at Glenagores, so 2 podiums, and right now, with a chunk of time though, 8.5 minutes.
I think it's Jesse Plowman in second as well.
Is it really?
I recognise that kind of stripy pink front. I think they've just lost second place to Hales. So Hales, who started, I think it's going to be between the two. Oh, I love that. Look, we're leaning it right down. Go for it. I think Plowman will just be scored second. Yeah, Martin Plowman, Hales, Smith, Wright, Mikowski, who started on pole, then Jensen, James Willis, then Tandy and West. So there's been a real sorting out. But the main winner is Ralph Martin, who's kind of laughed at his poor grid position. He goes, I'm still first.
Yeah, I mean, where did he start? Where did I say 8th?
8th, you said.
8th,
I
yeah.
had, and I intend to believe you.
8th to 1st.
Don't think you're fibbing to me.
8th to 1st by, was it the first of the Senate? So into the infield. And so he continues on his way into the left-hand hairpin there. Again, using, they were coming out of there, wasn't it? It was 3 wide, and then he forced his way through into this part of the track here.
Now, Hales, who's now in second, has got past Plowman, has looked good in these damp conditions the entirety of the day. So that's the blue and the red cart, number 67. Chasing down the 32, which is mostly green, of course. And he's very, very keen on taking as much curb as possible, isn't Ralph?
He does.
Come down.
It's very flat, the curb on the exit there, the right-hand exit of the
thank you
chicane.
to Joe, because he was the man who went there and cleaned that lens as much as he could. There's been a couple of drops since then, because it doesn't. Well, obviously, it wouldn't just stop entirely, would it? But it stopped enough.
The wind's blowing the wet about as well, so it has picked up a couple of drops. Now then, Jess Platt, is that? No, it's not. It's
he's got the lead.
He's got the lead. Yes. He took the lead. He was overcome with taking the lead. That he had a spin. He just tried
super tight.
He just tried to tuck it in too tight, didn't he?
I think one of the rear wheels wasn't actually on the tarmac.
Oh, Henry Hills dropping down the order there, lost a few places because he couldn't quite regain. That was the thing.
So a good result there for the Martin, who now has a 2-second lead of Plowman. Plowman's about on the cusp of losing second to Heath Smith, it seems. He's second and third. Pink and blue, and pink in the helmet, that is Jesse. And then Heath Smith behind him with that kind of red, mainly red cart. Just a little bit of a slide there on the 18. And then behind them it's the 11 of Junior Wright. Looks like Felix Tandy, our round 2 winners, had a problem and seems to have dropped out.
Oh, yes, we've lost Felix Tandy and Kai Ergensoy. Kai Ergensoy we saw go off, didn't we? And then he pulled in. Felix Tandy, I'm not quite sure. Felix Tandy did go through that puddle. Right the width, exactly down the middle of that puddle at the start, and probably waterlogged everything.
Including himself.
Well, yeah, but he's got a wetsuit on.
And their children, and they don't care. It's like bath night.
Yeah. Oh, there's a move down the inside, going very wide at the gasworks, wasn't it? And who's that? That's moved through and into second place. It's Heath Smith.
Heath Smith, yeah, and it looks like Jesse's going to lose the next place as well, because Junior Wright in the blue cart.
Spinner, that's the leader.
That's our leader facing the wrong way.
No, it's not.
No, it's
sorry.
a back marker. It's our back marker. Who's got going again. So actually, no.
Sorry.
Ralph Martin through.
Everybody who was with Ralph Martin,
fine.
Sorry.
He's fine.
He's in the lead.
He's in the lead. But the back marker now is getting a little bit in the way of everyone else. And it was the 69 car who had a really duff start as well. That was Kai Ergensey. He had a poor start, and now he's had a poor middle. But it's all a learning experience.
Right, Kai's
and Jesse now continues to try and avoid Junior Wright, but I've got a little bit of a problem that Kai, now he's rolling again, isn't that far off the pace. Yeah, there's no blue flags in karting, well, not in this level of karting, and just there goes up the inside goes Jesse. Hopefully Kai won't fight it too much, and he doesn't. Probably know. Obviously, all these kids have had a good talk about kart etiquette and flags and what you do, and so
doesn't matter.
It might be in their brain. Another spin there.
They're still only 6 and 7.
But they're not afraid. They do very sensibly on the whole.
They absolutely do. I mean, yesterday's Bambino race had the accolade of being commended by Dan Ashton. It's not very often Dan commends anybody. But it was a fantastic race, and we, these Bambino drivers just really, if we showed the professional drivers, this is how you race, guys and girls, then, it would be a good lesson learned. 4 minutes then remaining.
As you saw from that long shot from the hairpin camera, there's no one close to anyone else.
It's all pretty strung out, isn't it?
They're all strung out. I think it's interesting how these wet races have strung out these youngsters.
We've got a spinner
that was
behind.
11. Yeah, that was a loss.
That's Junior Wright, isn't it?
So I think Henry Hale's got past him. No, Hale's at 4 seconds. Perhaps not.
No, he hasn't.
I think
he
was
unlapped.
Oh,
he has.
Again.
He has.
He was unlapped again, wasn't
No, Henry Hales.
He did get him just okay. Hales is quite quick because he actually gained on the overall.
Well,
he gained a second on the leader in that one.
Well, it was a personal best for Hales that time, and he did with Junior Wright spinning at the final turn. He did get by and has put himself into fourth. He's still got a gap of 2.8 seconds to Jesse Plowman, who's got a gap of 1.1 second to Heath Smith, who's got a gap of 1.2 seconds. So nicely spaced out, Nick.
There are the three of them. There's Martin in the green Kart 32, then with the red tailplate, red bumper, it's Heath Smith. They've got Jesse Plowman going, well, I see you think you're going wide, but it actually happens to be just the way they go around the corner to carry that they feel they have the most speed. Top three coming together a little bit, but of course, whilst the physical distance is looking less than in other classes, the time distance, because they're going slower, is just as much.
That's right. It is. It's quite a chunk. And I was just about to say it. While we saw that third place Jesse Plowman with a beautiful oversteer slide in the middle bit of the chicane, these gaps look well spaced out. However, all it will take is one small mistake, and then you're going to be in a chance of losing your position, as we saw with Junior Wright, who had that little bit of a spin. And that was just by going maybe 2 miles an hour too quickly into the final turn there. And if anything, Nick, all right, the gap was 1.2. Let's see where it is here.
Come down, definitely.
So Heath Smith there.
I think it's definitely under a second. Might be about
half
a second.
It's half a second. So Ralph Martin in the green liveried cart, and the orange and yellow cart there is Heath Smith. And Heath Smith is catching Ralph Martin.
I think they're going to get 3 laps.
Well, it's just over 2 minutes remaining, so plenty of time, really.
A minute and a half per lap.
I say plenty of time. Plenty of time on track. However, lap-wise, because they're lapping in the minute and a half, 1 minute 30, 1 minute 30, 1 minute 30 for Heath Smith. 1 minute 29.6 for Henry Hills. That's the fastest lap of the race there. He's currently in fourth there.
He's kicking himself off that spin when he was going for the lead. But he has got some pace, and he has had some pace in the wet the whole time. I think, again, the problem is you just don't have the number of laps in this class, because you are going naturally slower.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is getting 1, 2, and 3 now are visually very close. Time-wise, we discussed the dilation of time by speed, but that's more for a Doctor Who episode than anything else.
So here they go then, out towards the Gasworks hairpin.
Martin was really good through the chicane there. He gained a couple of tenths. Gained a couple of tenths just through that. But now it's let's choose your line. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then Hales going really tight. So Hales was just shy of 2 seconds off Plowman last lap. He's definitely gained on this time.
Well, last time round it was fastest lap of the race with 1:29.6. Let's see if the track's evolving towards him and getting quicker and quicker.
That. He's right behind him.
Yeah, he has. He's brought the gap down, wasn't he? 1.8, wasn't it? Let's see where it is now. They're almost coming together.
3, I think.
It's another fastest lap from Henry Hills, a 1 minute 29.015.
He's got 2 laps to do something. I think he may even get the place now. Plowman goes wide, but she comes back across in front of him.
Jesse just holding on to that third place.
He was thinking about going tight there.
Yeah.
But first and second are right together. So, we've now got 2 battles. From having nothing and telling how spaced out they're now in 2 pairs, and the first 2 fighting hard. Heath Smith right behind the green 32 of Ralph Martin, who's led since about corner 4 after a fantastic start from 8th on the grid. But now Smith is really getting close to him. But look, it's just a train now, Joe.
Yeah, 4-car train then. And we are a lap and a half away from the checkered flag. And they're beginning to trip over one another. Jesse Plowman almost getting hung out to dry around the outside of Heath Smith, but it all sorts itself out by the time they get to the chicane. They've got this lap to finish, and then the final lap coming up, and they all slip and slide their way through the chicane now. They'll concertina back up the gasworks, and this is where mistakes can happen. Remember how old these drivers are. They're between 6 and 8 years old. So they will be distracted and they will be flustered. It's amazing the composure and the racecraft that we see in a Bambino race. This is the electric Bambino race, the MightE Bambinos, and this has been absolutely brilliant so far. First time we've had this on the Kart Championship, and this is this is the MSUK Championship for MightE Bambinos, for electric Bambinos.
Good lap for Ralph Martin there. He gained a bit on Smith, who got concerned.
We're going to crown a British champion, Nick, at round 5. Here they go then.
Oh, up the
Heath
inside,
Smith
gone for
down
it
the
now.
inside. That's the dog leg. Too wide into the second part. Doesn't really work. And Heath Smith has taken the lead right where he needs to. Ralph Martin in second place, sliding wide as Heath Smith, but Ralph Martin coming back at him. Time's running out, Nick.
Yeah, Smith gave it something, and once he got ahead, he was like he just Scarpa trying to get away from him as quickly as possible. Luckily, he got away. I think he carried more speed than he did normally. Martin, a little bit more circumspect, you can see, going into centre two. And interestingly, the person who's been dropped in the last couple of laps, Henry Hales, who was showing great form
he was.
just a few minutes ago. Jesse
Fastest
Plowman
laps.
in third, and it looks actually like Ralph Martin has been bested, and Smith now is beginning to pull away. But there is the gasworks for the final time, and that often can be the deciding factor. Will they take a decent line? In he goes.
I think he's got this, Heath Smith's got great pace. The track is drying. It's certainly drying. It's less wet. It was soaking wet before. There's hardly any rooster tails of spray coming up. And he's got two more corners. The last part of the horseshoe. Now the final turn. This is where it could all go wrong for Heath Smith, but not this time. The youngster hangs on to that and will take round three. Another winner of the Kart Championship MightE Bambino class. And that'll be Heath Smith. Ralph Martin second. Jesse Plowman third.
Yeah, great performance by the top three. Henry Hales' sudden push towards the front, that faded oddly at some point. And then you got Junior Wright, Maximilian Mikowski, Jensen James Williams. Just wait for the others to finish. And then you have a few more, it's very, very spread out. So, as you can see, a big gap between 7th and 8th. And there across the line comes Jensen James Williams in 8th. Ollie West to be disappointed. He's had a difficult day in the wet, but obviously will be back next time and just as quick as he has been before. It's Harper who's taking it from West. So West was slowly dropping down the field there in 10th. 11th, and happy with 11th, is Alfie Hennell. And we're still waiting for the carts to come over. And it's we're going to get a word from Heath Smith in a moment as we now have Handley Jarvis just about to cross the line. And Frank Pearson will be followed. That was Frank Pearson actually. So there's been more action on the last lap, and there's Handley Jarvis, and then finally it's Kai Ergensley who is finishing. So it's taking a little while for the little lad to take off his helmet and his gloves. Joe's now helping him. There's a bit of a tug-o glove going on. He gets his as we watch the carts come in. It's all about the. What you're not seeing is that Joe is helping our race leader get his kit off. It's Heath Smith now. He's undoing. It's very hard to undo a helmet, and so I think I actually understand why it's taking a while to be done. In fact, in many ways, it's. I know I'm laughing at something you can't see, but it is an amusing attempt of a man and a child to take a helmet off. So you got it now. Oh, here we go. Right, that's it. It's going well. You can hold it. Hats off. Put it into the cart seat. There we go. And now let's join the Joe Bradley and Heath Smith show.
How was that? Come and stand here, my mate. Well done. That was a cracking race. You got the lead right on the very last lap. Tell the camera all about it.
Well, it was my first ever win. It was really fun.
Yeah.
I just can't believe I managed to overtake at the last lap.
Yeah.
It was just, really good.
How tricky was the wet track?
Really tricky.
Mm-hmm.
But on one of my first races, I came 5th, my first time in the wet.
Yeah.
Because I was really good in the wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Is that your mum and dad? Yeah. Is that your mum there?
Yeah.
What's your mum's name?
No.
Just mum, isn't it?
Yeah.
She must be. She's really proud of you here, isn't she?
Yeah.
Well done, Heath. I'm going to let you go because Heath is shivering. That's how bad the conditions are here. So, guys, well done, Heath.
Great stuff. Thank you very much. That was Heath Smith starring with Joe Bradley there.